My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
They're on about them not working together. It's a ploy to see how it's received, Shippy said. Kitty and Bully don't do engagement together even before her, I don't know what, C, Eddie, Sophie, is it Camilla? I'm not sure who the C stand for. Eddie, Sophie, Chuck, and Gladys too, so this new nonsense is a crap. Okay, 59 seconds.
She is doing that.
And I think that do everything together.
Yeah, well, I don't think they will be now, because it is an absolute ploy to see how this goes. How will they be received? And you only have to look at the proof, and I think that the positive PR from them doing separate engagement speaks for itself. So expect a lot more of it.
I thought before we get carried away, I mean, William and Kate don't do everything together. There's events that, you know, let's just put Kate's illness to one side, but before that, let's roll back to last year. They didn't do every single engagement together. There were events that she would do that were close to her, and events that he would do that were close to her.
Well, it makes sense for them to do things together when they're out on their own. Well, it makes sense for them to do things together when they're out on their own. Because it is just them, and they have left the firm. They were very much, you know, on their own, trying to make it. Has it gone to plan over the last couple of years? It's debatable. So let's see if this new tact has any more success. Because I think you look at the coverage over the last couple of weeks, and it has been successful.
As always, whenever Harry steps.
She is doing that.
Okay, it's playing again. I don't want to talk about the left behinders. Okay, they off with the BS. Did Harry see any members of his racist father's family? Warrior Nika. He saw the Spencers, blah, blah, blah. This is leading up to coming to spend Christmas with the Spencers BS. Okay, let's see here.
Always, whenever Harry steps foot on terra firma here in the UK, the question we all want to know is, did he see any members of his family?
Oh my God, wasting
so
time.
What do we know?
Very easy. No.
Not a royal family, but
Yes.
he's a Spencer family when he comes. This is interesting, right? So his new place to stay in the UK is no longer a royal residence, but it's his mother's former family home. Well,
What is it? There was a time, I think it's when he went to visit his father during the cancer thing. What is it? The place that they wanted him to stay, one of those palaces, it's where there was no security or something like that. Now, putting one together, why will they want him to stay? That was what was said, allegedly. Okay? So why will they want, if this is true, why will they want him to stay in an area that wasn't secure? Okay? Make your own conclusion.
briefly, when he came back in August, in September for Lord Fellowes, his uncle's memorial service, which William attended.
Allegedly. What was said around that time was that they don't think William was there. It's when they find out later on that Harry went to the memorial, and then the tabloids start spinning things and saying that he was there. Allegedly. So I do not know. There was no pictures of anything. So that's what was said. I could be 1,000,000% wrong, but they said that afterward that he was there. But I don't think he was. Okay, so that's that.
As well, in Norfolk, they did not speak. But he stayed with his uncle, Charles Spencer, at Althorpe, the family seat. I think you would expect that because, you know, he was back briefly. He was only back for a couple of days. But he has been back. You know, he came back in May. The King, we know, offered him a place to stay at Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
Harry had asked to stay in a royal residence. He then eventually decided to turn that offer down and stay in a hotel. He didn't see his father. He came back.
That's the thing I think I was talking about, where the place that they offer him, there was no secure area. So it's like anybody could walk in and out. Okay? So that's what I was just making reference to.
Again, just the other week for Wellchild and other stuff here. Again, he did not see his father or Prince. Father was in Scotland.
Oh, okay. But the father don't even want to see him. Okay? The last time he flew to see the father, when the father claimed he was sick, okay, he didn't even stay for an hour to speak with Harry. So Harry was supposed to come a day early, run up to Scotland to beg a visit with his dad, probably get refused and go back to London for wellchild Chris hit. Quote, he gets a lot of security there. What a lot of Metropolitan Police at wellchild. Okay, I don't know. Oh, shoot. Something happened.
And he did not see his father or Prince. His father was in Scotland. His father was in Scotland, but you know,
there was a geographical reason. But
not
William was
hard
30 miles down the road, and they didn't see each other.
But that's more understandable. Nobody expects Harry and William to see each other anymore.
Yeah.
But there is a door slightly ajar with the King, and Scotland is not that far a flight from London when your father's suffering from cancer. But there's no blame on either side here.
But my goodness. The guy is traveling from miles and miles away. If these people wanted to see Harry, won't they make themselves available much easier for Harry to see him? To see them? They don't want to see Harry. So why should Harry, after all these flights, hours in the air, to take another flight to go see someone who doesn't even want to see him? So if they wanted to see him, should they make themselves available? Remember, it's not like Charles is seeing some random person. It's Charles with his son. If he wanted to see his son, he would have made himself available. So him not making himself available for Harry to see him, so what Harry supposed to do? Oh my God. Something like that in the US, it's called, what is it? Harassment. You're chasing someone who doesn't want to see you. Harry doesn't want to harass his father if the father doesn't want to see him. But anyway, let's continue.
It's just interesting that he continues to come back a few times a year now. His father is suffering from cancer.
Oh.
And they're still not seeing each other.
Okay, there's his father who's gonna fly. What is it? Is it Australia? Shouldn't the father make himself available for his son? Giving this excuse every time they're talking about, the Charles and this, when they're making reference to Harry. Harry's supposed to be the only one who feel all the sympathy. Nobody feel any sort of sympathy for Harry. Harry is supposed to carry all these burdens of all these unethical people who's causing harm to him and his family. Oh my God.
I think there is a want and a will on his father's part to build bridges.
On both of their parts, and certainly Harry's, and as I said, the door is ajar for him to go up. I mean, he was only in the country a day or 24 hours. He was flying to Lesotho, but surely he could have come a day earlier, gone up to see the King.
Well, the King knew he was coming. The King could have made himself available to see his son, not just a random person, his son.
Not that far.
There's an ongoing issue which people close to the King and people very close to Harry have talked about. It is this ongoing fight with the Home Office over his security in the UK, which was downgraded when he left as a member of the working member of the royal family.
When William kicked him out, let's make it clear. When William kicked him out.
The King is constantly worried that if he gets on the phone to Harry or if he sees him in person, Harry's going to lobby him on this and wants him to intervene, and he's not going to intervene. It's a judicial process. Harry has made it very clear.
And let's not forget the people who were running the Ravic are people who works for Charles. And one of the people is, Edward Young. Edward Young was someone that Charles removed or put in place for the Queen's secretary, and that same person was in Ravik. And when Harry found out some of the people who work in the palace were part of Ravik, he was surprised because he thought Ravik was completely separate entity from the royal family. So let's not forget all about that. So all in all, Charles is running the show.
Friends close to him who briefed American magazine saying this is the key issue. If this was resolved, he feels his father's the only person that can solve it. It would be, the phrase was, swords down.
But let's put ourselves in their shoes. This is
Please
a man
don't.
who's been raised with royal security. He's never known.
Please don't, because your mind is completely out of there, out of this world. You can never be in their shoes. You will never understand. You will be putting more unnecessary burden onto them. Whoops, let's continue.
Put ourselves in their shoes. This is a man who's been raised with royal security. He's never known a life without it. And the reason that we give the royal family security is because quite often there is genuine threat to their lives.
And there has been. I mean,
Yes.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right? in this country?
Absolutely. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
We had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those.
there has been...
So is it an unrealistic demand?
It's not an unrealistic demand, but it's the way he's gone about it. And I think mixed in with all his other litigation, it's just not great.
That's what we're talking here, as if he doesn't have any security in the UK at all. He does. I mean, I saw it for myself when he was at Wellchild. There was plenty of Metropolitan Police officers. I even saw quite a senior, and he looked to me like a senior.
I don't know. Maybe wellchild order it, because when it's
did not see his father or...
when it's Heavy who asked for it, they refuse it to him. Maybe it's wellchild who wanted it. I don't know. And Heavy carry his own security from the US with him. And I think I even pointed out in one of the videos where the gentleman was behind him. Okay, I need to finish. So all those crazy, there's the word here, who's been jailed aren't a threat. Like, get the F out of here. Heavy court case is going ahead and F off. You all can decide what security he should get when the likes of the Taylor Swift got police protection. Yeah, I was hearing about that. She got police protection.
Assessing the security that Harry has. And let's remember, the Metropolitan Police don't want anything to happen to Harry. He is still the son of the king. So therefore, you know...
And then the same king that you're making reference to had put out that if something happened to him, it won't... I forgot the term that they used. Let me see if I could find that thing. This is the thing he said. King Charles justified the government preventing his son from having security by arguing that a successful attack on Prince Harry will not significantly disturb the British public. Okay? So Charles doesn't care. He himself could tell the police to do something stupid. So I don't trust Charles. So, whatever. Let's continue.
got a responsibility, but his security is tailored to the real-time current threat against him.
But as Chris said, it is a tailored system. So if he was coming to the UK and there was a specific threat against him, then he would be afforded security.
Checklist, is he the king's son? Check. Is there a security against him? Well, the
Met will say that there has been no change in his security level. So if that was to change, of course he would be afforded it.
Those not still to come on the road.
There's even police that were sacked because they were talking some stupid things about Harry. Okay, so Charles and all of them, well, let's just say maybe it's for the best because Harry cannot trust anybody over there. Alright, so what is that here? Our shipyard and the rest are on their way to Australia to wait for Chuck and Gladys. I heard they're supposed to go. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Alright, so oh my god, this took 53 minutes. Let's see here. I did only one. This is the one that I did. Royal 36. Let's see, what's this about? The second one. I changed some stuff while I was listening to their BS. Is this something that okay, so that's the one I just went. Let's pick the second one. Sussex Squad on George. This is one of the things that I move around. I just went over this. Okay. When I see things like this, I thank the heavens that the Prince Charles and Prince William rejected Prince Harry's compromise he offered to his grandmother, then Queen Elizabeth. Archie and Lily are free from becoming commodities of the UK crown. A rejection can be a huge blessing. I think I responded to that's my comment here. I was making fun of her in a way. So, okay, King. Prince George wants to be Prince of Pizza Chef. What the hell is this? Read the royal story from the Friday's Eden Confidential social diary. He belongs to the crown. End of. This is the thing that the squad is saying. So, the Harry's kids are not doesn't belong to the crown. Okay, girls, stop spitting truth on this crazy app here with your receipt. My nephew has enlightened you. That's I was making fun of her. That's her son. Let's go to the next one. It's about the bully. Here we interview with that Fiji market bee, Samantha. She black her face here. Exclusive, my interview with Queen Elizabeth's closest aide and confidant, Samantha Cohen, on her incredible boss with no ego, the Queen's love of Australia and fast cars, and why she will be looking down now, please, with the King's reign, the time. Okay, that's all she's got. Okay, so let's see what is this about. About an hour ago. Soon after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex marriage in May 2018, the Queen asked Cohen to lend them her years of experience. She served as their private secretary until October 2019 when she left the royal family after 18 years. Cohen has remained tight-lipped about her time with Harry and Meghan, but she confirmed to the Australian newspaper The Herald Sun earlier this year that she was one of 10 people interviewed as part of a Buckingham Palace interview into allegation that Meghan bullied some of her staff. The Duchess denied the allegation. By now, the allegation have already been investigated and stuff like that. They claim they have the result, but they didn't make it public. When people with the right mind, when you think about it, Meghan has been working with big companies, different, big, small, large, work in Hollywood. You don't hear anybody say a damn thing negative about her. But the moment she step over there in that cesspit of deranged people, you start hearing some BS. And then you hear people from the US, Simon, what's his name? Rex Simon, who's saying that they offering him money to speak ill of her.
We can rely on you for being a great guy. So what an incredible friend you were to Meghan Markle is. Have you guys hung out at all since then?
No, we haven't spoken. She just wrote me a very nice thank you letter and I framed it, and that was very nice of her to do. She just appreciated that I was honest, but it's so funny that we live in a time where everyone's like, it's such a big deal. I just did the right thing.
Right.
You know, it's okay to feel like that should be the norm and the status quo. But it's like, whoa, it's so crazy. He told the truth. I think we should all be a little more honest.
Well, thank you for doing the right thing.
You're hearing different writers talking about they're forcing them to write negative articles about her.
About how the media inflames this. I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's sort of
got the topless girl on page 3. That's all you need to know.
And they called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, the flames are being fanned by the media.
So, you tell me who you believe. Okay, Cohen remained a trusted sounding board. In January 2020, though no longer working for the household, she was asked to join the Sandringham Summit, where Harry and the royal family negotiated the term of Sussex's departure from royal life. And then in that summit, okay, Harry addressed it. In that summit, the palace had already had their choices. whatever choice they want for Harry to kick him out, it was already written. Okay? Harry said it in his book.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death, like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Since leaving the palace, Conway worked as Boris Johnson's gatekeeper for 6 months in 2022 and as chief of staff to the global chief executive of the mining company Rio Tinto, a role she left last month to spend more time with her family. So she worked for Boris as well? I think that was it. That was the only. This is something else. Next one. Okay, this one is a CNN thing. I posted on my community board and I told you guys to go look for it on YouTube. So let's see what's going on here. I didn't listen to it yet. It's 1 minute and 15 seconds. There is truth and there are lies. And we deserve to live in a country where we can tell the difference. CNN, truth, lies. Okay, let's see here.
And you see that in these comments, I think, about the hurricanes with Trump.
If I may, I think this is the time that we have to really seriously start talking about legislation when it comes to lying on the media. We have to start thinking about a fairness doctrine for the new millennium, because we shouldn't be able to just lie to the American public, because you should be able to trust your president. You should be able to trust your news stations. You should be able to trust the people that are in leadership positions. They shouldn't just be able to lie to you for profit.
Who decides? Who decides?
Well, just tell the damn freaking truth. Who decide? Whoever's gonna say the news. You know the truth, so open your mouth and say the truth. This is the BS the UK was trying to bring over here. My goodness, this is why so many people don't even bother watching any mainstream media. Who decide? Your damn mouth. If you cannot tell the truth, don't stand in front of the camera and spit lies. I do not know. I never work in the newsroom. And I'm pretty sure before anything goes in the air, people do some minor investigation in the back. You confirm certain things with different people. You have staff who could call different places to confirm things. Who decide? The one who's gonna sit in front of the camera to tell the global world about whatever is spitting out of your mouth. Look at his face. Who decide? Are you freaking kidding me? Who decide to tell the truth? The one who's gonna open its mouth. What the hell?
Well, this is
I'm
this
all
is
for truth,
something.
but we tried that twice.
No.
In
Well,
American
we're going
history,
to have to
and
try it
was a
again because we
horrific
didn't have the
failure,
internet
so.
before. We didn't have the internet before, and sometimes you need legislation. It is very
We didn't
important.
have radios before they did it the second
No.
time.
And you know what's going on right now? The plan that they had, okay, you have all the Will Lewis coming over here to start. They were mapping out, covering their bases, okay? The same nonsense that I be saying about the UK, okay, where their bases are covered. So when the president is saying his lie, presumably, knock on wood, he doesn't become president. When he opened his mouth to say the lies, and then all the papers, okay, news areas, mainstream media, is gonna start scrambling to cover for him, create their narrative, their form of entertainment to cover for him. What the hell is this? Now the majority of people, and I have to give prop where prop is due, because a lot of Republicans reject these lies that they want to normalize. The guy opened his mouth freely and said anything about anybody, whether it's true or false. And then when they fact check him, he get upset. So people are rejecting this BS. This is the thing that I've been saying for a very long time, and I've been punished for it by YouTube. Okay, just look at some of my channels, and then I share the background anyway. Some of my channels demonetized, and then after months and months and retry, they bring it back again. But that's a different story. People are rejecting this nonsense. Many of these people who's in front of TV, they have millions. They could live a simple life with the amount they have already accumulated. But the greed is so freaking much. They don't see reality. Many of these people went to school. They spent thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for their education. I can't believe this. I just can't freaking believe this. Many of these people went to school. They are educated. And then you have a freaking moron who came out of nowhere to corrupt the entire system. And they're okay with that. I just don't freaking understand. This is a video I was watching when I was at the gym. Sorry, I stopped it over here. I was trying to look apart. There's two parts in this video. I'm gonna leave the link. I could not find the part where it hit me, but I remember one, but I still don't know where he said it. Like I said, the link of this video will be in the description. There's one part. This is a Republican, by the way, and he's into I guess he have work in the government and all of that. There's one thing that he said that stuck with me. It's two, but I can't remember it. One of the things that still stuck with me is that he mentioned something about his kid, the money he spent for creating ads to against Trumps and stuff like that. And he said his kid might be upset because of whatever money he will leave for the kids and stuff like that. Then he said, this is the part here, when I think they were talking about in the future, how will we look back of our time? Did he do enough and things like that? And he said at least some of the money that he used to create those ads, some form of an investment for his kids to have a better future. This hit me this was almost an hour. It's 52 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, that's how long the video is. But these two parts, there's one I don't remember what it was, but I remember it when he said it. I was like, damn, he hit the nails on the head. And the other part here where they were talking about money that he was spending, and he spent a lot of money, and they offer him, the Trump administration had offered him, I think, a position, or he was thinking about it, and he turned it down because the nonsense that he saw, he just can't believe it. He is the ex-husband of something Conway, whatever the ex-wife name is, and I think the ex-wife is completely drank the Kool-Aid, but they divorced now. And I could understand why, because this guy have moral. He said he voted in 2016 for Trump. I still don't understand why, after so many things he said, but at least he saw the light. I have to give credit where credit is due. But the part where he said he spent millions, he doesn't think he did enough for what is happening now in our country, but he spent a lot of money, but some of the money will be, that were from his kids' trust fund kind of thing. Then he said at least his kid will understand he did his part for a better future for them. I thought that was very honorable. That was very honorable. Nothing could erase anything, the fighting that so many people are doing. But many of these journalists, it's just mind-boggling. They spend, I don't know, how long did they spend in school for their education? And then they allowed a con man to corrupt them. And through that, you have even lawyers who lost their law license because of doing stupidity for Trump. I just cannot understand this. This is full-blown BS. I don't understand how so many professionals go down the rabbit hole, throw their dignity, their education, everything away for this guy. And this idiot just said, what did he say before? Who's to tell? Let me move it back. I got so into it. All right, let's listen to it. For him to say whatever he said, and I'm like, whoever's gonna open their mouth to say the message to the public.
Lie to the American public, because you should be able to trust your president. You should be able to trust your news stations. You should be able to trust the people that are in leadership positions. They shouldn't just be able to lie to you for profit.
Who decides? Who decides?
Well, this is
I'm all for truth, but we tried that twice.
No.
in
Well,
American
we're going to
history,
have to try
and
it
was a
again because we
horrific
didn't have the
failure,
internet
so.
before. We didn't have the internet before, and sometimes you need legislation. It is very
We didn't
important.
have radios before they did it the second
No,
time.
but you
so
still
it's the
need to
same
do it because
argument.
this is clearly not sustainable. We cannot carry on with the president saying that the immigrants are coming in and slitting your throat in your kitchen. Absolutely, completely untrue.
There was something I posted on my community board. Go on APTS Sussex. I think this video is gonna be there. Where I think I took a screenshot from one of those YouTube channel, Law something, and this woman was cooking body parts. Okay, you tell him, and it's a white woman too, by the way, just to, oh my God, the craziness.
We cannot say that FEMA's not on the ground when they are. You can't say we gave all the money away to the migrants when that's not true, because people are going to get genuinely upset, as they should, because that's a terrible thing if that was happening, except it's not. And the president should not be able to say that. The person running for president should not be able to say that. And so I do think that it is essential that we start thinking about how do we solve some of these problems, because it is unsustainable for us to live in not reality, which is where we are living.
Okay, UK, you hear this? Do you hear this? This is the BS that I see going on your side of the pond. And I'm hoping we vote the right way to prevent this from happening here. At least reasonable people see the full-blown BS.
No.
Okay, so that was that. And this is me who responded to it. Let me pause this. Okay, what Trump wants to normalize is the UK type of journalism. This is why they are bringing Will Lewis at Washington Post. People who have been following Harry and Meghan debacle in the UK should have an idea about this. Due to lies, this is a different part here. Due to lies, the Russian people are in a state of shock because now Russian-Ukraine war is in their yard. The freaking propaganda that's going in the UK, it's unbelievable. Not the UK, yeah, the UK too, but and Russia. It's like the war is coming to them and they're telling them the war is not there. But anyway, these are screenshots of different things with Washington Post kind of thing I put here. You could pause and read. I'm not going to spend my time to read that. I spent an hour already. There's more here with the murder kind of thing. I think it's one article I put throughout. Okay? And it continues here and all of that. Okay, so the majority of Harry and Meghan's fans know about this type of journalism. It works in the UK while tormenting people to death, and the tormentors remain in power. So Trump wants to bring it in the US. All mainstream media, including YouTube, reward people who carry out the lies and punish some of the ethical standing channels. Okay, so that's that. All right. So that's it. I can't believe this. This is an hour and 9 seconds. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share if you want to support this. Okay, what is that? They can. Okay, so this is something extra. Some of the things that I respond to. Okay, I responded to that. Are they going to whine for a week whenever Meghan makes an appearance? What the F is wrong with them? It's been 5 years. Why aren't their heir and his wife enough? Okay, so there's me here. They can, as long it stays in Salty Island, let them keep their misery to themselves. We can hear or read about it on social media while we munch on our popcorn. That's what I just did here. 3 people like it. There was one more. Okay, this is Crazy Salty Island for ya. OMG. Okay, so this is a retweet. This horrific, disturbing story is all over the news in the UK. Yet deranged internet trolls are viciously attack Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, for wearing a red dress, supporting charities, and campaigning for online safety. Trolls' family members are not safe. Okay, I think it's someone I don't know if anybody knows about this. Okay, this is Virginia McCullough, okay, killed her parents and lived with their bodies for 4 years. My God, lived with their bodies for over 4 years. Her mom's body was in the wardrobe. This is freaking crazy. She made calls pretending to be her mom and told family members that they were going on cruise. My God, on cruises or ill. She also spent £150,000 of their money. This is going in the UK? Okay, let's listen to this. 1 minute and 45 seconds. And then after this, that's it.
At least you caught the bad guy.
It's fine.
No one in here at the moment. Hold on. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Show your hands. Yeah.
Jenny?
Yep.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Oh. The time is 12:12. You're under arrest on suspicion of murder against Jonathan McCulloch and Lars McCulloch. Alright, your arrest is necessary for a prompt and effective.
Is there anything in the pot that we should know about? Yes, there is. Can I take you to it? No, you can tell me.
My dad's body's in there.
Oh my God.
Right, okay.
Yep, okay. Obviously I'll
Where about
say,
your mum?
a little bit more complicated.
Okay. Where will we find your mum?
Okay, so upstairs there are about 5 wardrobes.
Yep.
It's behind the bed, but back next to the sink. That's the second one. I did know that this would kind of come eventually. It's proper that I serve my punishment. So, yeah. Cheer up, at least you caught the bad guy. So, murder weapon is upstairs in the private room. Kitchen room. There's a hammer. I know, but I'm trying to help so you find everything. It's in the middle underneath the stairs. It will still have blood on it. It's rusted, but it will still have blood traces on it.
Savage AF. Savage. Savage AF.
Like I said, every single day I am being proven craziness come from the UK. Are you freaking kidding me? I didn't listen to this at first. I only read the caption. My God. That's it. I have no word.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better